Why are so many companies sacrificing cost over innovation? For example, H2O. There are certain companies that are now jumping on their bandwagon and they are trying to cut costs by having a third party like H2O being at the curve of innovation. But these companies themselves are not pushing forwards in those fields of innovation.
Yeah, this might be because of the lack of leaderships in many of these companies. Successful companies need leadership that's forward-looking and that understands that innovation is not cost, it is an investment.
Well said. Software versus hardware innovation, which is winning the arms race?
Hardware is one thing, software is another thing. We see innovation on both ends. It's hard to compare, but with hardware, it's hard to change because any change in the hardware or any change to the hardware will require change in massive amount of software. So by hardware, let's say microprocessor chips. So there are a handful of them now from Intel, AMD, and there's a niche from IBM as well. And of course, on the mobile end, there's a ARM architecture. But the software, there are billions of different softwares that have far more room for innovation. So I think I wouldn't be counting much on innovation on the hardware side, but I would be interested in innovation on software side because that's flexible. Although they are different, but they are also obviously interconnected. And just recently, Google introduced what they call as the TPUs, the Tensor Processing Units. So that's an innovative hardware product. GPUs tend to do better than CPUs in machine learning and training machine learning solutions, especially deep neural networks. GPUs are 10 times better than CPUs, generally speaking, but they are not the most efficient solution. And they consume a lot of power because GPUs, although they are graphics design, but they are still kind of general purpose computing products. CPUs, on the other hand, do one thing: train artificial neural network. They do nothing else. So the design is simpler, but the speed is because you're trading off functionality with performance. So they do very specific thing and they perform far better than GPUs.